What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another video. In this video today, I'm talking all about my goals. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video, but it's all about my 2017 goals, and I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say because you are essentially gonna decide the content that is on my channel because you are my subscribers. So this is gonna be raw, uncut, sit your ass down. If you're on the toilet, just enjoy yourself. This is going to be to the people, for the people, talking about everything when it comes to my training, evaluating how I did last year, and what I hope to accomplish in 2017. And maybe taking you along in this journey can help some of you guys out with your goals. So, before we go into 2017, I want to talk about 2016. Did I do well? Did I go full potato? What the hell happened? Alright, so 2016. What basically happened at the start of the year, I was coming off of that SI injury from the previous year, and I was impatient. So something that I could definitely say I did not do was take my time. I wanted to lift some damn weight, right? So I wanted to get back on the grind. I wanted to hit some PRs. I went hard, too early, too soon, and so I kept kind of re-injuring myself. I entered 2016 kind of banged up. And so I finally decided to check my ego at the door and take my time rehabbing my body. And this took me several months. I had a lot of help from a lot of great people, a lot of experts that chimed in, did some evaluations on my body, what was kind of wonky, what needed to be improved. I did that, and it took about 6 to 7 months before I felt at 98%, like pretty damn much there. Like I feel great. There might be some very minor issues that might creep up, but that's totally normal. That's natural when you lift heavy. Inevitably, these things happen. So the first big overarching goal was to get my body healthy. And then from there is to get my old strength back. Because I was in that vicious cycle of I feel a little bit better, go hard too soon, re-injure myself, or re-aggravate I should say. There was a long period of time in 2015 where no gains were being made. In fact, I was losing some of my strength because I couldn't even keep the numbers I had previously. Well, in 2016, because I was smarter, the whole goal was to regain my old strength, and I did exactly that. When it comes to the bench press, when it comes to the squat, the deadlift is pretty much there, and then I set some bigger goals for 2016 that I not only wanted to meet what I had previously done, I wanted to surpass it. And so I had that big overarching goal of continue that body recomp, like losing the last little bit of weight. It took way too long because of those nagging injuries, but I started at about 191 pounds. I wanted to get down to about 175, 176. So I did that. I got down to about 176 pounds, so overall 15 pounds lost over the course of a year and change. But what ended up happening, because I took my time, is that I kept my strength, and then I even surpassed old numbers. Here's what I mean. My two major lifting goals of 2016, the first would be to do 10,000 pull-ups. I decided to do this because my back was feeling banged up, the SI. I couldn't get the deadlift volume I normally did, so I had to make it up elsewhere. And in any event, honestly, my pecs, the ass chest, was always way more dominant. I decided to do 10,000 pull-ups. I love pull-ups. I think they're an excellent back exercise. So guess what? I decided to do a whole lot of them. I did 10,000 pull-ups over the course of last year. In fact, I think I did, or ended up doing 13 or 14,000. I documented it, and I showed photos, progress photos, and guess what? I built some damn muscle. It was quite successful. I find for myself, high volume is a very good approach. High volume, high frequency when it comes to trying to build muscle. So that was the first goal accomplished. Then I set a second goal. I said, guess what? I'm not only going to do a crap ton of pull-ups, I'm also going to overhead press 100 kilos, 220 pounds. My previous best was 210 pounds, 95 kilos. And I said, I'm going to do this by overhead pressing or lifting something over my head every single day. So it could be a behind the neck press, a push press, it could be a dumbbell press, some sort of press or overhead press every single day. And a lot of people kind of gave me flack. They're like, you know what, man, that sounds silly. You're taking all these goals on. You're going to be doing a lot of pull-ups, then you're going to be pressing every day. You're going to snap your shit up. Guess what? Joke is on you. I hit the 100 kilos. I hit 220 pounds. This is a major accomplishment for me, at least I could say. And this is why. I had lost 8 pounds since I hit that 210. I was about 184 when I hit 210 pounds on the overhead press. And then when I hit 220 pounds, I was 176 pounds. So I lost 8 pounds of body weight and put up 10 extra pounds in terms of the overhead press. That might not sound like a lot, but keep in mind, the overhead press, I can at least say for myself and a lot of people out there, it takes a long time to improve. Bench goes up, squat goes up, deadlift goes up, and you're using the same weight for the overhead press. It can be, in my opinion, out of those four, the hardest one to improve. So I was thrilled, I got that. That's 2016. Basically, finished my recomp. I managed to rehabilitate or get my back in proper working order. I surpassed my old strength levels, both when it comes to the high bar squat. I squatted 425 for a triple, which for me is an all-time PR for the high bar. My best low bar was 455 for 3, but my best high bar at the time was honestly like 410, 415 for 3. So I had a PR on that. I had an overhead press PR. I asked you guys then, I said, you know what? I want to hear opinion, because around here, Faith No More style, we care a lot. I want to know, should I continue this cut, finish it off, just get to like 6% body fat over the next 3 months, get down to like 166, 167 pounds if my calculations were correct, to get to 6% body fat, or should I just go into a lean mass phase? My body's feeling great, everything's kind of syncing up, I just feel good, I think I could hit more PRs, I should gain some weight. I asked you guys, you fuckers are crazy, you left over 1,000 comments on that video, and guess what? I read every single one of them, even the mentions of Team No Calves. And about 90% of you, over 90%, so the vast majority, wanted me to go into that lean mass phase. You guys said, I want to see some damn PR. So guess what? 2017, say goodbye to Lean Mar Surf Clam and hello to Fat Mar Esaf. He is back. So let me explain now my goals of 2017. The first one is that I want to gain muscle. I want to build more muscle. If you guys are new, because I do gain a couple 100,000 subscribers every single year, the last time I was in a lean mass phase trying to build more muscle was 3 years ago, or over 3 years ago now. And that is because I like to try and be competitive around a certain weight. I do have aspirations, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, of competing in weightlifting, so I have my mind on a particular weight class. As such, I kind of like to train around a certain weight, get comfortable around it, excel in that weight class, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I currently actually weigh, I just came back from a 2-week vacation. I enjoyed myself, a staycation if you will. I gained about 3 pounds, not good pounds, just, you know, hanging out, having fun, no regrets. So I actually went from 176 to about 179. And so over the next 2 weeks, I'm actually just going to quickly lose that. As I gained it quickly, I'm going to lose it quickly. And then from there, for the remainder, I'd say for the next at least 7 to 8 months minimum, I will be in a lean mass phase. My goal is to go from that 176 to about in 8 months, let's say, that'd be 10 to 14 pounds, about 190 pounds. And I want them to be quality pounds. I want to go to 190 pounds in about 8 months. Might take a little bit longer. I'll just see. That works out to about, remember, I'm not an intermediate, I'm more now in the advanced stage of lifting, considering the years and so forth. Then I want to gain about in 8 months, 10 to 12 pounds. And that is perfectly reasonable. That makes sense. You don't want to gain more than that at my stage, because honestly, it'll just be extra fat. What I'm hoping with this increase in body weight is an increase in PRs. That is the goal, because I will be building more muscle and I'm excited for this. So overall, I'm going to be doing this lean mass phase, and I want to know from you guys, what do you want to see? You want to see not what I eat where it's going to be like, guess what, this is what I eat every single day. Maybe just some examples along the way, very few. I don't intend to change the tune of the channel at all. I want to focus on one thing, helping you guys out. If I could do that through showing some of what I do, my lifting, how I prepare things, how I think about training, then awesome, I'm going to do that. But I think because this is the first time I've done a lean mass phase in quite some time, then I'm going to post more training footage. You guys seem to really respond well, especially on Instagram, YouTube, to me posting training. Why I don't usually post as much is because I like to keep this channel about you, once again, not about me. It doesn't matter who I am, as Bane would say. What matters is the plan. What matters is your gains. But once again, if I could kind of explain what I'm doing and then make it applicable for everyone, that could be cool. So, lean mass phase in 2017. Fat Mar Esaf is coming back. That's the, let's call it, recomp nutrition goal. Let's talk about numbers. So, the next thing I want to talk about is weightlifting. I'll have a massive update on that later in a separate video. I got some really cool announcements, but I have plans, let's say, to compete in 2017, towards the end of 2017, but that's contingent upon actually getting kind of strong in weightlifting. I think it makes no sense for me, at least personally, to compete or to enter a competition unless I am competitive. So I set the goal for myself to try and snatch then. It'd be 110 kilograms, 242 pounds, and then also clean and jerk 140 kilograms, so that's about 390 pounds. 309 pounds, sorry, not 390 pounds. If I could do that, if I could do those two lifts, then I will enter a competition. If I could manage to do that in the gym, you know, training PRs, then I'll enter a competition, because I can actually then be competitive and I think qualify not just for provincials but also for nationals. I'm not sure, I have to look that up, but that is the point. I'm going to focus on my weightlifting. I'll update you guys on a separate video because there's a lot to talk about, a lot of really cool stuff, but that'll be a separate video. I have plans, I want to compete, I just gotta get strong enough, so I'm gonna focus on that. Alright, that's weightlifting. Now let's move on to general strength. The next big goals that I have, I want to talk about the overhead press. I'm really feeling it. Some of these goals, I'm not saying they're irrational, but there's some pretty big goals. For the overhead press, I want to hit 110 kilos, 242 pounds. I figure if I gain like 15 pounds of body weight, hopefully my overhead press will improve by, that's going to be 22 pounds. So I'm hoping that extra weight gain will really help when it comes to the overhead press. 110 kilos would be pretty nutty, but that is the goal right now. 110 kilos, so a 22 pound increase. Next, after that, I want to talk about the squat. I low bar squatted 500 pounds before. I want a high bar squat, which once again, some people are more built for one versus the other. I can say for myself, just the way that I squat, and I made that comment about my femurs where people say, yo man, but like what? You're like a little less than 5'10". You don't got long femurs, try being 6'4". It's about the proportion of your body and the way you move. And so for me, low bar, honestly, I can lift a little bit more weight, but because I'm doing weightlifting, I'm going to focus on that high bar. I want a high bar squat 505 pounds. That's going to be a big goal. I think I could definitely do it once again. I think the bulk's really going to help. I'm feeling really good, guys. I want to do that. So that's squat. These are now raw strength numbers. Well, guess what? I talked so fucking long that my camera actually automatically shut off. So continue what I'm saying. The incline bench press, I want to bench 315 on the incline. I think I can totally do that. On the standard flat bench, I just want to hit a bench PR, let's call it. So my previous best would be 350. I think I could definitely do more than that. I just do a lot of overhead press. I only plan on benching 1 time a week, maybe 2 times a week, if that. Nothing to interfere with my weightlifting, but I feel that with that, once again, extra weight gain, I can hit a PR on the bench press. So already covered the overhead press, the squat, the bench press, incline bench press. Finally, the deadlift. As long as everything holds up, I think I could definitely deadlift over 600 pounds. Now that is, once again, dependent upon my back feeling good. I think it should be, so that's why it's kind of the last goal. But it would just be a nice cap when it comes to the, you know, strength numbers of the big three, having that 350 bench or over 350 bench in 2017, over 500 pound squat, and then an over 600 pound deadlift at around 180, 185 pounds body weight would be really cool. So those are my big strength goals that I have. They are equally important to me building this muscle, if not more important for me. I talk about that athletic aesthetic, what you could do with your body, and so I really care about these numbers. I care about improving all my lifts. And the final thing I want to hear from you guys, I talked about all my goals for 2017. I want to hear what you want to see. Do you want to see more training footage as I go on this lean mass phase? Some of this weightlifting, you know, some of these strength goals that I have, these PRs. What do you want to see? Just leave a comment below to help a brother out so I know. Right now, as it stands, I post, I think it's about 1 time per week, some training footage, but I want to know if I should increase that, keep it more long form so you guys have a better idea how I train. Anyways, that is the video. That is all the time we have. I talked far longer than I thought I would. I kept it long, raw, uncut, as I promised I would. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support over the years. I'm honestly just really excited about 2017. 2016 was good. It was the comeback. Now it's time to solidify and go well beyond that. So, if you liked the video, you made it all the way to the end of the video, like the damn video, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace! Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.